Picture this. You're out on the lake, enjoying a gorgeous sunny day on Texas waters, and suddenly, flashing lights. A game warden pulls you over and bam, you're hit with a steep $500 fine. Why? Because you didn't have a simple piece of plastic in your pocket. It sounds crazy, but it happens all the time. But honestly, beyond just avoiding a hefty penalty, getting certified to operate a boat in Texas is fundamentally about keeping yourself, your family, and everyone else on the water safe. With our waterways getting more and more crowded every single year, having a solid foundation in navigation rules and emergency procedures isn't just a legal hoop to jump through. It's absolutely crucial.
So, welcome to today's Explainer. We are going to completely demystify the legal requirements and the somewhat bureaucratic process of getting your Texas Boater Education Certificate. We'll break down exactly what this card is, why the state absolutely mandates it, and how you can get yours with minimal friction so you can get out on the water with total confidence. Okay, let's dive right in. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. Eligibility requirements, 2. Course options and enrollment, 3. Course content, 4. Examinations and assessments, 5. Receiving the card, and finally, 6. Maintenance and some final tips.
First up, Section 1, Eligibility Requirements. So, who actually needs this thing? Well, Texas tiers its rules based on age, and the absolute magic date you need to sear into your memory is September 1, 1993. If you were born on or after that exact date and you want to operate a motorboat with more than 15 horsepower, a sailboat over 14 feet, or literally any personal watercraft like a jet ski, you must have this certification. Let's break down those age groups really quick. Kids under 13, they simply cannot operate these vessels alone, period. They've got to have an 18-year-old supervisor on board who is legally allowed to drive the boat. Now, teens aged 13 to 17 actually can operate alone, but they absolutely must complete the course and carry the card. And for adults born on or after that September 1993 cutoff, you also need to take the course and have the card on you to operate solo.
Now, you might be wondering, is there any way I'm exempt from this? Actually, yes. If you were born before September 1, 1993, you are legally exempt under a grandfather clause. You're also off the hook if you're actively being supervised on board by a qualified adult who already has their card. Some other exemptions include holding a valid Coast Guard license, being a non-resident with an approved out-of-state card, serving in specific roles in the U.S. Armed Forces or Merchant Marine, or holding a Canadian Pleasure Craft operator card. Oh, and here's a massive, actionable tip for vacationers. If you're 18 or older, you can actually purchase a one-time 15-day deferral from the state. That lets you legally operate a vessel without taking the course for just that 2-week window. Talk about a lifesaver for a quick weekend trip.
Moving right along to Section 2. Course options and enrollment.
You essentially have two main pathways here, online or in person. Online courses are, incredibly flexible. They take about 3 to 4 hours total, you can access them from your couch, and you can start and stop at your own pace. On the flip side, if you're someone who prefers hands-on learning away from a glowing screen, there are in-person classroom sessions available all over the state. These are typically taught by Texas Parks and Wildlife Department staff or U.S. Coast Guard auxiliary volunteers. Cost-wise, they usually run anywhere from $5 to $50 depending on who's hosting it locally. If you're going the online route, which, let's be real, most of us do, you've got some fantastic state-approved options. It really comes down to balancing cost versus the kind of experience you want, and keep in mind all these prices include the mandatory $10 state fee. If you're on a tight budget, the Boat US Foundation is a total no-brainer, at just $11 total, since it's funded by member donations. Want high-quality, Texas-specific live-action videos? Rackademics is a solid bet at about $40. Boater Exam and Boat Smart are awesome if you prefer visual and animated lessons. Then there's Boat Ed at $65, which is a premium option, and they've actually been a partner with the state for over 40 years. And get this, if you want a fully interactive, video game-like simulation where you literally guide an avatar through boating scenarios, iLearn2Boat has you covered for around $85. Yes, you can literally play a video game to become a legally certified boater. How cool is that?
Actually getting enrolled is a total breeze. Step 1. Simply pick one of those state-approved providers we just went over. Step 2. Create an account. You'll just need to plug in some basic identifying details and your Texas residency info. That part's crucial because the provider needs it to report your completion directly to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. And Step 3. Pay your fee. Boom. Once that's done, you are officially ready to start learning.
All right, Section 3, Course Content. So what are they actually going to teach you? Based directly on Title 31 of the Texas Administrative Code, there are 5 mandatory subjects you've got to master. First up is boats. We're talking understanding capacities, trailers, numbering, and titling. Second, boating safety. Basically how to prevent accidents before they happen and handle emergencies if they do. Third is boating operation. This covers navigation rules, aids, float plans, and dealing with local weather hazards. Fourth, state laws, which dives into the Water Safety Act and those super strict boating while intoxicated laws. And finally, you're going to learn some crucial environmental protections, specifically how to properly clean your boat and trailers so you aren't accidentally spreading invasive species like the infamous zebra mussels. It's a really comprehensive, highly practical curriculum.
Next up, Section 4, Examinations and Assessments. Test time.
Don't stress too much about the test. Texas actually offers 2 different testing pathways. The standard course exam is what you'll take at the very end of your typical online or in-person class. You just need a 70% to pass, and almost all online providers offer unlimited retakes, making it practically zero stress. But here's a pro tip. If you're already a highly experienced boater and you just need to get legally compliant on paper, you can skip the actual course entirely and just challenge the equivalency exam. Fair warning though, that one requires an 80% to pass, and if you fail, the state hits you with a strict 24-hour waiting period before you can even try again. So know your stuff.
Which brings us to Section 5, Receiving the Card.
The best part about all this? Instant gratification. You don't have to wait weeks by the mailbox to hit the lake. The whole system is designed to get you out there fast. Step 1, you pass your final exam. Step 2, you instantly download and print a temporary certificate. That temporary piece of paper is legally binding, which means you can head straight to the boat ramp and hit the water that exact same day. Step 3, your actual permanent certification will be sent to you either by physical mail or email, depending on the provider you chose, usually within a few weeks.
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 6, Maintenance and Final Tips.
Guess how many times you are ever going to have to renew your Texas Boater Education Certificate? 0. Not once. It is a lifetime certification. And it gets even better. Because the curriculum meets strict national standards, your Texas certification is recognized through reciprocity in every single other U.S. state, territory, and even Canadian provinces. You put in the work once, and you are officially certified for life, essentially continent-wide.
But, and this is a massive but, to actually keep that $500 fine away, you've got to remember this one critical rule from the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. Whenever you're operating a qualifying vessel, you have to carry both your boater education certification card, that can be physical or digital, and a valid photo ID. If a game warden pulls you over and you don't have both of those things physically on the boat with you, you can still get a ticket, even if you pass the course with flying colors. Do yourself a favor and keep them zipped up in a dry bag on the boat.
At the end of the day, becoming an educated boater doesn't just check a legal box to keep the game wardens happy. It genuinely makes you a smarter, safer captain, protecting the beautiful waterways of Texas and everyone out there enjoying them. So once you've got that card in hand, what's the very first body of water you plan to conquer? And more importantly, are you ready to be the captain your passengers actually trust?
Just a quick heads up before you go. All the information we've covered in this explainer is accurate as of our production date in August 2026. Maritime laws and state regulations are, of course, always subject to change, so definitely verify current laws directly with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department before you cast off. Thanks so much for learning with us today. Stay safe out there and happy boating.